Patrick was just a retired hobby mechanic trying to clean out his garage. The old place had served him well for years, a sanctuary of grease-stained tools and once proud vehicles, now reduced to rust and nostalgia. One particular eyesore had been sitting in the back corner for what felt like a lifetime, an old gutted car he had picked apart for scrap years ago. It was practically skeletal, more rust than metal, with no tires, a missing engine, and a sagging roof. Patrick figured he'd just give it away, as long as someone was willing to haul it off. He wasn't expecting much. Maybe someone would take it for parts like he once had. But shortly after, he posted a simple listing on a popular car enthusiast forum. Free scrap car, must pick up. His phone started vibrating like it had been dropped into a beehive. Within minutes, Patrick was flooded with messages. At first, people were just asking about pickup times. Then came the money offers. It started modestly. $200, $300, $500. Then someone boldly posted a $500 offer publicly in the comments, and that's when the real madness began. Offers started pouring in like water through a broken dam. $1,000, $5,000, $20,000. Patrick blinked in disbelief as the numbers kept rising. He couldn't even scroll fast enough to read them all. He called his wife, Ella, whose idea it had been to post the car online for free. She stared at the bids with him, jaw slack. "Let it sit for a while," she advised. "Don't respond yet. Let's see how high this goes, and maybe find out what the hell is going on." Good advice. Curious and increasingly suspicious, Patrick started messaging some of the private bidders, hoping they'd tell him what made this hunk of junk suddenly so valuable. A few replied, but their responses were cryptic at best and cagey at worst. One even asked, "How much are you willing to pay for the truth?" That didn't sit right. Just as Patrick was about to give up and cash in, he got a message from someone nearby. This user offered to come over and explain everything in person. He didn't want to say anything online, claimed he didn't trust the forum moderators. Patrick was skeptical, but curiosity got the better of him. They arranged to meet in 2 hours. In the meantime, Patrick went back to the garage to inspect the car with fresh eyes. Maybe he'd missed something. A rare logo? A secret compartment? A clue of some sort? But the car looked the same as always, just rust, bolts, and fading paint. When he checked the post again, the top offer had soared past $100,000. He hadn't even responded to anyone yet, but the bidding war was out of control. He could barely resist the temptation to accept and be done with it. But greed is a slippery slope, and curiosity had its claws deep in him. Finally, the mystery visitor arrived, a clean-cut man in his mid-30s who introduced himself only as Derek. He walked straight past Patrick and over to the car, circling it slowly, reverently. "This isn't just a car," Derek said. "This is the car." Patrick squinted. "The car?" Derek nodded and pointed to the rusted license plate, barely legible under grime. That plate number belonged to a legend, Ray Vance. Patrick blinked. The rally driver? The rally god, Derek corrected. This was his custom-built prototype. It was declared lost decades ago. Hardcore fans know the plate number by heart. That's why your post exploded. You're sitting on a piece of racing history. Patrick's knees almost gave out. Ray Vance had been the face of underground racing and custom car culture in the 80s. His final car, a one-of-a-kind build designed for an off-road racing series that never launched, vanished after he died in a fiery crash during testing. Rumors claimed the car had been scrapped, but no one knew where it ended up. Until now. Derek didn't try to buy it. He just tipped his hat and left Patrick with a warning. "You've got something priceless. Sell it if you must, but not to the wrong hands." That night, Patrick couldn't sleep. The offers had already reached $150,000. Still, his gut told him this was bigger than money. This car had a story, a legacy. He didn't just want to flip it to the highest bidder anymore, but the pressure kept mounting. By morning, the top bid hit $250,000. Patrick stared at the figure in disbelief. It was life-changing money. He could travel, pay off debts, maybe even start a trust fund for his grandkids. Yet something held him back. Eventually, he found a middle ground. Patrick reached out to a historical car foundation dedicated to preserving iconic builds. After verifying its authenticity, they made him a generous offer, less than the top bid, but with guarantees it would be restored and displayed in a museum dedicated to automotive history. Patrick accepted. He could have made more, sure, but he got enough. And more importantly, he kept the legacy of Ray Vance alive. That rusty old relic, once deemed worthless, turned out to be a hidden gem. And Patrick? He walked away not just richer, but wiser. Sometimes it's not about what something is worth, but what it means. If you enjoyed this unbelievable true story, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload from the Inspired Inkwell, where ordinary lives meet extraordinary moments. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the most incredible stories are sitting right in your garage.